What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. If you want up to 20 free stocks, Weeble is going to give you up to 20 free stocks when you open a new Weeble brokerage account. You put $100 in your new brokerage account, they're going to give you 3 fractional share stocks. You put $500 in your new Weeble brokerage account, they're going to give you 20 free fractional share stocks. Those stocks could be valued anywhere from $3 a share all the way up to $3,000 a share. You heard me right. Anywhere from $3 a share up to $3,000 per share. Hey, don't delay, act today. Limited time offer. So get yourself down in the description box. First link, the Weeble link. Click on it. Open up the new Weeble brokerage account. Put you some money in there. Get you some free stocks. And get yourself ready for this explosion that's getting ready to happen that I'm going to walk y'all through today. It's an explosion. That's why emergency warning to all investors. Do this now. But before we get there, if you want to open up that Weeble account and you're a little bit apprehensive, I don't know how to use the app, I don't know how to use it, send me an email through my website, www.richardfain.net. Second link down in the description box. Send me an email and say, hey, Richard, I opened my Weeble account. I'm trying to get these free stocks. I'm trying to get in position for this explosion that's getting ready to happen, but I need to learn how to use the app. And then I'm going to send you a Weeble tutorial that yours truly, a little homemade movie. I'm going to send you a little homemade movie that I made to walk you through how to use this thing. The basics. I'm not an expert. I don't work for Weeble. I'm not on the development team. I'm not a technical analyst for them. None of that. What I did is just walk you through an everyday person, because I use the app to buy big boy blue chips. So I know how to use the basic stuff because I use it. And I just put it into a little homemade movie for you and I'll send it to you. But you got to click on that second link, the website link. Send me an email. Let me know you've opened up the Weeble account and you're ready to rock and roll. You're ready to get in position and take advantage of this explosion that's getting ready to happen. Well, guys, let's dive on into, what I want to talk to you about today, which is the explosion. We're getting ready to explode here. When I say explosion, I'm talking about paper assets. I'm talking about the stock market, right? I'm talking about taking your wealth from where it is today to new heights, but you got to get in position. See, here's what's happening. Let me just, for some of you folks that have, maybe you've been in hibernation somewhere over the last week and you don't know what's going on. Well, here's what happened. Last week, 47, President of the United States came out and he put global tariffs on everybody, even penguins. Even the penguins in some remote island somewhere long, far away, and ain't got none but penguins on the island. He put tariffs on them too. He put tariffs on the penguins. Make a long story short, he put tariffs on the whole world, right? And what happened? Stock market crashed. The global stock market crashed. And then he doubled down on it and said, hey, they're permanent. He doubled down and said they were permanent. And the stock market, they did not like that. It continued to sell off, right? Deep sell-offs. And then all of a sudden, today, we get reports that the current administration, the White House, who rolled out these global tariffs and said they were permanent, are willing to negotiate now. Yeah. What was it? The Treasury Secretary or Secretary of the Treasury? I don't know. I don't know all the proper terminology for these billionaires that we had in the cabinet. I don't know the proper terminology for these billionaires who are running our government right now. But one of them, his name is Bassett. That's his last name. They're billionaires. That's all I know, right? But they're running the country. So this billionaire, who's the Treasury Secretary, came out and basically said, yeah, we got 50 to 70 countries knocking at the door, ringing the phone, and they ready to negotiate. So, we're going to hear them out. We're going to hear them out. But what does that tell us, though, guys? And matter of fact, what does it tell the market? It tells the market they're open to negotiate. That's good news. So for some of you guys who are following the stock market today and you're asking yourself, why in the world is the stock market green today? Why is the Dow going up, the S&P, the NAS? Why? As soon as the market opened, the Dow gained 1,000 points instantly because of this change in strategy, this change in direction, this pivot from the White House on these permanent tariffs. See, permanent is a detrimental word when it comes to tariffs. That's detrimental when you say permanent. That means they will always be there. That's not good news. That's bad news. Because we all know tariffs is just a tax. And that tax is paid by you and me. It's not going to be paid by BMW, Mercedes. It's not going to be paid by whoever, Costco or Walmart or Target, buy their stuff from overseas. And plus Target, Walmart, Costco, Ford, none of our great companies are going to pay that tax. They're going to pass it on to you and me, right? So it's a tax, right? You take one way of taxing your citizens through income tax, right? That's one way they tax us to take care of the country is through income tax. So tariff is another way of collecting tax. So we're not going to charge you income tax, but we're going to charge tariffs. But here is the deal. You and I pay the income tax, but you and I also pay the tariff tax. So really, we ain't getting no break. They're saying we're getting a break, but it's not a break. Because if let's say Richard Fain don't have to pay no income tax, but I got to pay tariff tax, I'm still being taxed. So my point here is the permanent. When you say permanent tax, the permanent tariff, that's not good. The market didn't like that. Of course, you saw what it did over the last several days. Just tumbled, right? S&P under 5,000. I think at one point, either yesterday or on Friday, it got under 5,000 points, right? Look at the Dow. I don't know if it was Monday or last Friday, but it got itself under 38,000 points. Ain't been there in a long time. Same thing with the NAS, got to around 15,000 points. Ain't been there in a long time. So what I'm telling you is this change of direction, this pivot by the White House is good news for the stock market. It's good news for investors like you and I. That's good news that the White House is willing to negotiate. That's great news. Listen, I don't have a problem with us trying to get ourselves on an even playing field with our trade partners. Listen, guys, we understand we consume. See, let me walk you through it. Let me walk you through this. See, we got 50 million people here in America, right? And 70% of our economy is what? Consumer spending. Think about this now. 350 million people, and 70% of everything we do is a consumer, 70%, right? So now you go to a country that has, let's say, 9 million people. We got 350 million, they got 9 million, right? They're trading partners of ours. Let's say Switzerland. Switzerland has about 9 million people. The United States has what? 350 million people. You can't expect Switzerland's 9 million people to consume the same as 350 million people. So you can't have tariffs that are equal. Clearly, America loves Swiss-made products, right? We all like a nice Swiss-made watch or whatever else comes out of Switzerland. Why? Because we like nice things in America. It's 350 million of us. It's 350 million of us. We like stuff, and the world knows that. So guess what we do? We import it in. But we can't look at Switzerland and say, okay, Switzerland, we spend $1 trillion a year with you guys, and you only spend 100 million with us. That's not fair. They got less people, guys. They're not as attracted about our products we make that we are attracted by the products they make. So it makes sense we import more from Switzerland than we export. They're a smaller nation. They're a smaller country with fewer people, guys. So you got to think about that when you're talking about these reciprocal tariffs. You can't take 350 million people country and then try to go after some little country that got 5 million people or 10 million people or 50 million people and expect them to buy from you what you buy from them. It don't make no sense. Point is, we have decided, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but I believe from all the reports I've read, we're starting to understand that. And I believe we always understood that, but I get it. I get it. We had to make a big, bold statement, permanent, blanket on the whole world. We're going to make it fair again, all in an effort to do what? Renegotiate the deals. Okay, Switzerland, we know you're not going to import as much as we import from you. We know that. But we still want a better deal from you. I think that's what it was. We still want a better deal from you, right? We still want a better deal from you. You can't have 9 million people and we got 350. I don't care about nothing what nobody say. It never's gonna be equal. Never. And let's face it, we in America like Swiss-made products. The Swiss may not like what we sell. Right? I can't make somebody like what I make. If somebody don't like my YouTube channel, they don't like it. I can't force them to like it. I can't force them to watch it. You can't force people to buy your products if they don't want them, right? We want Swiss-made products. That's the difference, right? That's the difference. So I'm glad there's an opportunity for us to negotiate. Now, can we get a better deal from Switzerland? Absolutely. But this whole notion of we bring in this much and you don't take nothing, that's not going to happen. So now we have done the negotiation. We're getting ready to do the negotiations. So what does that mean for us as investors? That means the market can now get some clarity, right? Get some direction. And now investment can start coming back in. Companies now can say, okay, we're ready to negotiate. Let's get this negotiations done so that we can start deploying cash to grow again. We can start deploying cash to build more this and to build more that, to do more R&D, to increase revenue. Companies increase revenue, they become more profitable, stock price is more attractive, it goes up. Period. That's what it does. So I'm glad to hear out of the White House that they're ready to negotiate. That's great. Now, I know there's a small percentage of us don't want to negotiate, and we just want to, we just want to rule the world. We just want to be the dominant race, the dominant culture, the dominant See, there's a small percentage of us out there that want that kind of world. But I'm hopeful that the majority of us don't want that kind of world. There is a majority out there that just don't care. They just want to be superior. See, sometimes, guys, it ain't even about the tariffs. It's about superiority. There's a superiority level of population out there that just wants to rule and control everybody else. And that's not what we're all about here. I hope not. Not the great country that I live in. I hope that's not what we're about. Just where we can rule people and no matter what. We just want to be dominant. We just want to feel like we own everything and everything. At some point, hopefully, We push that to the side. And I believe that's the minority. I don't think that's the majority in our country. I think the majority of folks say, listen, I just want to have a safe place to live, raise my family, enjoy life, be productive. I think that's how the majority of us think. But you know, you're going to always have that fringe, that piece of any country that's very, very, very key, very, very all about them, right? That superiority complex. And hopefully most of us aren't like that. I believe we're not. I believe fundamentally here in the United States, we're good people. Fundamentally, we want to be treated equally. We want all of us to succeed, fundamentally. Now, don't get me wrong. We all have our shortcomings and we fall off the bandwagon every now and then. But I think fundamentally, see, I live in a neighborhood where most of the people don't look like me. But guess what? None of them have asked me to leave. None of them has said anything sideways to me. When I go out and walk on the side, you know, they'll say hello. I'll say hello. We move on. See, we can coexist. But there is a segment out there of people who don't want to coexist. They don't. That's where we got to be careful and not allow those people to get what they want. And I believe with the tariffs, we will get what we want as America, right? We'll get what we want. Now, the way we went about it is it's above my pay grade. I don't get to choose how but I think we are starting to understand that negotiation is the best course of action with this type of thing. Now, here's another thing that came out. Some of your billionaire investors have started to come out. One by the name of Bill Ackerman, and a very, very diplomatic and polite and way basically came out on X and said, hey, enough is enough. See, I told y'all who runs this country is billionaires and rich folks. They the one run this country. These wealthy, the 1% run this country. And at some point, the 1% gets tired of it, right? At some point, the 1% are going to say, okay, enough is enough, right? We can't have this mentality where whatever we say is going to go and that's it. At some point with the world, we got to be flexible. We got to give and take, right? Yes, if we believe we have unfair trade policies and again, that's above my pay grade and I'm just giving you my little opinion. If we believe it's unfair, then okay, let's address it. Let's get with every country that we believe it's unfair and just let them know, listen, guys, we got 350 million people. We buy a lot of your stuff. You bring a lot of your stuff in here to America. We take it, but you're not taking a lot of our stuff. So you got to take more of our stuff. Now, we're not saying you got to match us dollar for dollar because we know we got 350 million people. And we know we love to consume here in America. Maybe your citizens don't consume as much, but you got to take more. If we're taking all of this, you got to take more. I think that's the way you do it. And I think that's what we're getting ready to do. Now, we got there the way we got there. But I think right now we're getting ready to have that conversation with a lot of countries. According to the White House, they've gotten 50 to 70 countries that are calling them wanting to negotiate. That's a good thing. That means the world is saying, hey, we're taking you guys serious. We understand you're not happy with what's going on. We notice it. We want to make it right. We want to make this thing right. And that's what these countries are starting to do. 50 to 70 of them are stepping up to the plate saying, listen, we want to right size this thing. What do we need to do to get back on solid footing and get back on the same path? We ain't got to be best friends, but let's be amicable. Let's work together. We'll import, you import, we'll export, you export, and let's get it together. And that's good news for the stock market. That's one of the reasons why I believe you see what's happening right now in the stock market. See, there's a lot of, I ain't gonna say a lot. There's some people out there that just don't want to negotiate. They want to be warlords. See, there are people out there that want to just America to be some warlord so that they can sit around and, That's what some people want. They want the warlord mentality. They want we want to be rich and greedy, and y'all be poor and needy. We be rich and greedy, y'all poor and needy. Some people out there want that. But I gotta believe the majority of Americans don't want that. I gotta believe that America is good. No, I gotta believe that. I believe that. Because I've been living in America for 57 years. And most of that time, people have been pretty decent to me. Do I get into a spat here and there over my lifetime? Yes. Have there been some superiority complexes with some people that I've met? Yes. But I gotta say the majority of them that I've met and interacted with have been good people. They've just been decent people. Now, that may not be your experience, but my experience as a 57-year-old black man living in America, the majority of that time, I've had a decent experience. I've been able to do what? I've been able to live the American dream. I've been able to live in a decent neighborhood. That wasn't the best neighborhood in the world, but it was a decent neighborhood. I was able to go to high school, play football, go to the University of Florida on a full football scholarship, didn't face any type of nothing. Went to the NFL for 3 years, didn't face anything. Came out of the NFL, went into banking with no experience. 26 years old, no experience. And there was a person in there that don't look like me that hired me when they didn't have to. They didn't have to. I had no experience. No college, I graduated from college, but no economics degree, no finance degree. They could have easily said, hey man, that's cool, but none of that. They hired me. They don't look nothing like me. So I can't sit here and say America is all bad. It's not. I think ultimately the majority of Americans in America is good. And they just want the basic things you and I want. The ability to take care of our family, the ability to build wealth and secure wealth so that that wealth can create income for us that gives us more time, more freedom, and more choices in our life. I think fundamentally that's what people want. Can you rile them up and get them all, can you pit them against each other? Yes, you can, because we're humans. Sure, you can pit us against each other if you know the right buttons to push. That's already been demonstrated. That's been demonstrated. You can push the right buttons and get people to look at people differently. But I think now people are starting to understand, something? That guy across the street is just like me. All he wants to do is take care of his family, live a peaceful life, get a slice of that American pie, control his financial destiny, own 100% of his time, and be able to do the things that bring passion and joy to his life. That's what I think the majority of us look for. So I hope you guys get yourself in position. I think the tide is turning. We started out at permanent tariffs. Now we're willing to negotiate. That's good news, right? That's good news. And I know we'll be firm in negotiations, and it's going to be bumpy, guys, because we're going to be firm. Y'all know that. But ultimately, we're negotiating. That's good news for us as investors. Now, here's an opportunity for you, though. Things are still at historic levels. You still got things at historic levels, guys, right? You still got big, gigantic ETFs like VGT, VOO, QQQ, SPLG, FTEC, just to name a few. It's many more out there. VTI are very, very discounted. You got a great company, probably the most valuable company in the world right now, Apple, sitting at what? $180 something a share. It may have ticked up, but let's take a look at it. You got one of the great companies. I'm talking about the most valuable company in the world, sitting at basically a huge discount at $186 a share. when its 52-week high that it hit not too long ago was $260 a share. So in February, this company was trading at $260 a share, right? And today, it's at 186. Guys, come on now. This is the most valuable company in the world. Can't tell me that's not a discount. What's that? Right now, it just ticked down to 185.92, even better discount. Why am I telling you this? You can go look at a company, another great company. Let's go look at another great company by the name of Microsoft. Here's another great company by the name of Microsoft. Second most valuable company in the world. 52-week high. Just back in February of this year, guys. February, this was the high. $468 a share. Currently, it's trading at $369 a share. It's $100 on sale. Do you think it's going to last once these negotiations begin? Do you think that's going to last? I think not. I think right now you seize the opportunity. This is not financial advice. This is not me trying to tell you what to do. But I think right now, if you're trying to do what? Build wealth, you got some wealth right here. I just gave you two of the biggest companies in the world. Matter of fact, let me give you the third one. Here are your top three companies in the world. Market cap, market value that are on sale. Here's NVIDIA. Let's give you a little bit of that one. Let's give you a little NVIDIA. Currently right now, $103.58 a share. 52-week high, which was back in December of 2024, $153 a share. It's currently $50 on sale. So I've just given you, for any of you folks out there that are saying, well, golly, how do I build wealth? What do I do? What do I look at? I just gave you three big boy blue chip. BBBC, big boy blue chip. I just gave you the three top companies in the world. One of them you got an $80 discount. The other one you got a $100 discount. The other one you got a $50 discount. It won't last, especially as these negotiations pick up on these tariffs. Once these tariffs get settled, guys, we're back to the moon. I'm just telling you, that's my opinion now. Not financial advice, just giving you my opinion, right? Just a regular schmegular here giving you his opinion. But I just gave you three BBBC, big boy blue chip. So what should you be doing? ABB, BBBC. Always be buying big boy blue chip. ABB, BBBC. That's what you should be doing. 3 golden rules of the stock market. For all you new folks. For all you new folks, I'm just getting started. I just downloaded my Weeble app and I'm signing up, Richard, but I don't know nothing. Well, let me give you the 3 golden rules. Let's start with the 3 golden rules of the stock market. Number 1, buy low. Number 2, sell high. Number 3, repeat 1 and 2. Those are your 3 rules. If you understand that, you're going to be successful in the stock market. If you understand those 3 golden rules of the stock market, you're going to be very successful. See, ABB, always be buying, and then BBBC, big boy blue chip. I just gave you 3 big boy blue chip individual stocks. I've also gave you 4 or 5 big boy blue chip ETFs, VGT. Let's go look at VGT real quick. See, let's go look at VGT. Well, golly, you're not writing it on the screen. You're not giving me a screenshot. No, I'm not going to give you no screenshot. Do some work. Do some work. That's the problem with a lot of us. We don't want to do no work. We want to be spoon-fed everything. Do some work. Ain't no screenshots today. Maybe tomorrow. Ain't no screenshots today. But let's look at VGT. Let's see if we got any opportunity today before these tariffs negotiations start. I'm just telling y'all, once these tariff negotiations start, guys, the market's going back up. Here we go. VGT. I mean, I don't understand why I can't type today. VGT. Here we go. Currently trading at $496 a share. Here's what it was back in February of this year. Middle of February now. Middle of February, it was $648 a share. And guess what it's trading at right now? 196. I'm gonna say 496. What's the math on that? Oh, I ain't that good in math, but shoot. Let me do the math on that. I ain't that good in math, so I need to go in here and get my little calculator on the phone. 648 minus 496. That's $152 per share on sale. One of the great ETFs of all time, guys. Information Technology by Vanguard. Vanguard has about $9 trillion under management. And this is one of the big boy ETFs right here, VGT. It's $152 on sale. Now, what's going to happen? For some of you vets in here, y'all will know this. Once we get this trade stuff settled out, what do you think going to happen to VGT when we rotate back into tech? What do you think going to happen? Once we get this trade negotiations all buckled down and locked down, oh, Richard, how do you know that's going to do that? Because the 1% are already telling him 47. The 1% are already telling 47, enough is enough. You know Bill Ackerman would not have came out publicly unless they wanted to send him a message. They wanted to send 47 a message. It's time. Let's stop all this permanent stuff. Let's negotiate with these folks. Let's get this thing settled. Let's get us a better deal. Get us some tax money coming in to pay for these tax cuts you're getting ready to give us. Let's get going. You can already see also what's Elon Musk out there doing in public. In public. What is he doing? He's starting to defect a little bit. He's starting to talk about the cabinet a little bit. Some of these people, these billionaires in the cabinet. Elon Musk taking little shots at him. What does that tell you? Things are starting to change, man. Things are starting to change. And when these tariffs go from permanent to negotiation, which that's where they're headed, guys, what's going to happen to a company, a ETF like VGT sitting at 496 when this thing start to running and they start rotating back into big tech? I think it goes back to 648 and higher. You just put yourself, let's say you buy 1,000 shares of this thing. That 1,000 shares in about, I don't know when, guys. I can't tell you when, but I do believe it goes back to the 648 and higher at some point. We're going to get this tariff thing worked out at some point. Somebody going to make sure that gets happened. The billionaires, the 1% going to make sure something gets happened. So once that gets buttoned down and people and investors start coming back to the market and start rotating back into big tech. And why would they rotate back into big tech? Because they know big tech going to give them returns. See, they know that. They know the Magnificent Seven is proven. You're going to get your returns in the Magnificent Seven. Companies like Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Amazon, Alphabet, right? Tesla, NVIDIA. See, you're going to get your returns in those. So they're going to rotate back into information technology. They're going to rotate back into the S&P 500. Why? Because they're proven, historically proven, to give you a lot of return on your money, right? Stock market. When you look at the stock market, you got more rallies than you have dips, right? In my opinion, you do. I'm no expert here. I'm just giving you my little 2 cents. So you got $152 per share upside on VGT. Let's see what you got on VOO. And the reason I'm saying those two, because they're the big boys, right? They're the 900-pound silverback gorillas. I don't care what ETF you look at, they're not going to get any bigger than VOO. VOO has $1 trillion plus under management just in VOO. Go find me another ETF that got over $1 trillion under management in it. You're not going to be able to find many. Let's look at VOO. And that's a Vanguard ETF as well. Here's VOO. Currently right now, 473. Now, at what point have you seen VOO and VGT that close in spread? You normally don't see that. Then the reason being is when the market does pull back, VGT gets pulled back harder. it gets hit harder, right? Because it's all tech. Whereas the S&P might as well be all tech because the top 7 companies carry about 30% of the weight in the S&P, but it's not all tech. So VOO is not hit as hard because it's everything and tech. It got 11, 12 different industries in S&P, whereas in VOO, you just got tech, specifically information technology. So when you do get a pullback, VGT is hit harder. But when you get a rally, VGT rallies higher than VOO because of that. So you get both ways with VGT because it's all tech. When it booms, it's a bigger boom than VOO. But when it crashes, it's a bigger crash than VOO. So VOO is the S&P 500 ETF at Vanguard that tracks the S&P 500 index. 472 right now, right? Here's what it was back in February. 563. 563. So almost a $90 cha-ching for you. It's a $90 cha-ching. So VGT, $152 per share upside for you. This one is about a $90 upside for you. So for you folks out there that says, I don't want no individual stocks. I don't want to be the expert. I want to put my money in something that's already passively, it's a passive investment. It's managed by a big boy blue chip company. There you go. I just gave you 2. Just gave you 2. One of them $90 discount, one of them $152 discount. They won't last long. So if you want to build wealth, let's go back to my 3 golden rules of the stock market. Buy low. This is buying low. When it was traded in February, VGT at $648 a share, and now it's trading at what? $496? That's buy low, guys. That's the first rule of the stock market. You buy low. This is buying low. Second rule, sell high. When it gets back to 648, 650, 700 a share, that's sell high. See, I buy at 496 and I be patient. I wait, go out, water my grass, take a trip, do some exercising, read a book or 2. Just wait, patient. Do some things to occupy my time and just wait. Just wait. Wait for this thing to continue to skyrocket, because it will. That's not me telling you that. That's history. I ain't smart enough to figure that out, but history is. History says it's going to skyrocket at some point. History says when these tariffs get settled, we're already close, guys. These folks that already went from, oh, they're permanent, to now, oh, yeah, we got 50 to 70. We're ready to negotiate. So we go from permanent to negotiate. What you think is next? Just saying, get in position. This is an emergency warning for you folks that ain't got no wealth and you want to build wealth. This is a great way. I just gave you the step by step. Oh, what do I invest in? I don't know anything. You don't, listen, if you know how to open a Weeble account, first link down in the description box. If you know how to open a Weeble account, which is pretty self-explanatory, click on my link. It's going to take you to the landing page for Weeble. And it's going to have a big old gigantic thing down there that says sign up. Click on it. Just click on that. So when you go to the link down in the description box, first link is the Weeble link. I don't know how to do it, Richard. Click on that link. It's going to be a little yellow highlight thing, HTTP, with a couple backslashes or something like that. Click on that. Take you to the landing page, the Weeble landing page. And down in the bottom middle, it's going to be a big old blue thing that say sign up. Click it. Now, once you click it, it's going to take you to the sign up page. Fill in your information. And here's my recommendation. When they ask you, do you want a margin account? Do you want a cash account? Pick cash account. You don't want to fool with margin, especially if you're brand new and you don't know what you're doing. Now, for you old pros and you old vets, you do whatever you need to do. But for you new folks, do not click that margin account. You click that cash account, because that's where you need to be. Don't trade nothing unless you got money in your account. So you click that cash account, sign up. They're going to ask you for some information. You give it to them. And then you start the transfer of your money in there. $100, you get the 3 free fractional shares. Put $500 in there, you're going to get the 20 free fractional shares. Valued up from $3 a share up to $3,000. I don't pick it. You don't pick it. It's a random situation. But here's the deal. Even if I got 20 shares and I got $3, it's still $60 that I didn't have. I'll take the $60. Who wouldn't take $60? I take it. I take it. You're going to give me $60 to be able to go ahead and buy VGT, VOO, Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and take care of all of these big old heavy discounts. And I'm just going to sit there and wait on it. I ain't going to do nothing else. I'm going to go buy. I'm talking about me now. I'm not giving you financial advice. So I don't need no emails. Oh, you told me to buy VGT. No, I did. I ain't tell you to buy nothing. I'm telling you what I would do. See, here's what I would do. I'd go down to that first link. I'd click on that Weeble link. I'd look for that big old blue neon sign that says sign up. I click it. I go ahead and put in my name, Richard Fain, all the information they asked me to put in. And then I'm going to go up and I'm going to hit that transfer button. That's when I'm going to put my money in there. I'm going to start that process. So now I'm ready. Let's say Richard Fain wanted to put $5,000 in there. I put my $5,000. Richard Fain says, hey man, hey Richard Fain, I ain't got the $5,000 to dedicate right now to my wealth building strategy. So I'm going to put my $5,000 in my Weeble account. This is what Richard Fain going to do. I'm going to put the $5,000 in my Weeble account. And then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, okay, where's the opportunity? The MAG 7, I need an S&P 500 ETF, and I need an information technology ETF. And I'm going to take 50% of that $5,000 and I'm going to put it in that S&P 500. Now I can go SPLG or I can go VOO. You pick it. Oh, well, Richard Fain, pick it. Let's just say I decide to go SPLG. No. Since I've been talking about VOO and VGT, let's say I go VOO. I got $5,000 now. I'm going to take 50% of that $5,000 and I'm going to put $2,500 in VOO. Well, golly, it's $400 and something a share. How are you going to get $2,500? That math don't add up. Well, it's called fractional share trading. So I can take my whole $2,500. I don't care what the share price is. And I can buy $2,500 worth of VOO through fractional share trading. That's a feature that the Weeble app gives you to do. So I ain't gotta just buy whole shares. I can buy fractional shares. That way, all $2,500 can get into VOO through fractional share trading. What do I got left? I got $3,000 left, right? No, I got $2,500 left. So now I say to myself, okay, now I want me an information technology because I love tech. Richard Fain loves tech, and I love big tech. So I'm gonna take 30% of that $5,000 and I'm gonna put it into big tech, but in an ETF like VGT. Again, I'm gonna take my 50, what's that? What's 30% of 5,000? That's $1,500. So I'm gonna take $1,500 and guess what I'm gonna do with it? I'm a fractional share trade it into VGT. So now I got $2,500 in VOO. I got $1,500 in VGT. What do I got left? I got 20% left. What's that? $1,000. I'm gonna take that $1,000 and I'm gonna go find the Magnificent Seven. Apple, Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, Alphabet. Who else? Tesla and NVIDIA. Those are your 7, right? So I'm gonna take my $1,000 through fractional share trading and I'm gonna evenly split that $1,000 between those 7 Magnificent 7 companies through fractional share trading. So what does that mean? Let me get my little calculator again. So I take my $1,000, I divide that by 7. So I'm gonna fractional share trade $142 into each one of those Magnificent 7. There's my $5,000 in play. So now I got 50% of the $5,000 in VOO, which represents about a $90 per share increase when it gets back to where it was 2 months ago, which it will, right? So that's a $90 upside. So that little $2,500 I put in there, that's gonna be a cha-ching. That 30%, which is the $1,500, I got $152 per share upside. So whatever shares I buy with that $1,500, they're gonna increase by $152 at some point soon. And then I'm gonna take my $1,000 and put that into the MAG 7. Guess what? You have 6 of the top 7 companies in the world from a market cap standpoint in the Magnificent Seven. The only company of the Magnificent Seven that's not in the top 7 is Tesla. All the rest of them, they're the top 6 biggest companies in the world. Why do I like that? They're going to recover faster, guys. Here's the deal, guys. When this thing get right sized and these tariffs get worked out and this thing start moving again, they're going to move the fastest. Why? Because they're the best companies. See, when people are starting to put money back in the market slowly, they don't want to mess around with no real volatile companies. They're going to go with the homegrown big boy blue chip. They're going to go with the BBBC. That's where they're going first. When these institutional investors come back, the hedge funds come back, I'm talking about with the billion, when these trillions of dollars come back in that's been taken out, guess where they're going first? VGT, VOO, and the Magnificent Seven. That's where they're going first. Just telling you, that's how the price is going to go back up. So there you go. So if I'm new, Richard Fain, brand new, I got $5 grand, that's how I invested. And then guess what I do? Patience. And guess what else I do? I go out and get me a side hustle. I go get me a side hustle and say, you know something, Richard Fain, I'm going to dedicate $1,000 a month to this strategy. If I get frisky, I'm going to go $2,000 a month if I get frisky. But let me start at $1,000, side hustle now, and then work myself to $2,000 side hustle, $3,000 side hustle, and every penny going into this strategy 1.0. And I'm just going to do that long term. See, you don't have to be no expert, guys, to follow that strategy. That's a winning strategy, in my opinion. I've been using it. It's a winning strategy. I don't worry about no more. What I do is if they dip, I love it because I just go buy more of them. How in the world can I not love the fact that you can go buy VGT at $152 a share lower than it was trading 2 months ago when you know history says it's going back? I don't even know how you missed that, guys. But see, we too busy running around here trying to find 100 baggers. No. Ain't nothing wrong with 100 baggers. Love them. But your chances of nailing down 100 bagger is about as good a chance as I have of hitting the lottery, which I have no chance to hit the lottery because the odds are 300 million to 1. Your odds of finding 100 bagger are very similar odds. So chase it, but chase it with a low probability that you'll catch it. What you will catch is this $152 in decrease in value of VGT. That you will catch. You will catch that $90 decrease in value per share in VOO. You will catch that amazing discount in NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Apple, and Amazon, and Tesla. You already know what Tesla's doing. And Meta. Let's look at Meta real quick. And then we're going to round this thing out and I got to get out of here. Let's look at Meta real quick. I just want to show y'all the power in this thing, guys. Let's look at Meta real quick and then we out. I promise you, I'm going to get out of here. Back in February, here's where Meta was trading at. I'm talking about middle of February, guys. $740 a share. This was middle of February. Guess what it's trading at right now? $528. That sounds like over $200 per share discount in a 2-month period because of tariffs. This is not because Meta's a bad company and they're losing market share and Facebook is losing active members. And no, Facebook got like 3 billion people on their platform across all platforms, about 3 billion. We only got 8 billion people in the world. They got 3 billion on their platform. It ain't nothing to do with Meta. It ain't no business performance issue that their stock went down $200 a share. It's market behavior. And guess what? Market behavior will change. Right now, it changed for the worse, but it will flip back over here to the better here in a minute. And that's $200 a share you can be chasing right now. But no, we want to sit around here and complain and worry about stuff that don't put no money in our pocket. Get in position. Get in position. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Again, get down there in that link, that moo-moo. That moo-moo, Weeble. I got too many of these days, right? Get down there for that Weeble link, man. First link, Weeble link. Get down there, click on it. Open up the Weeble account. Go get the free stock, go get the free money, come join your boy. Come rock with your boy. And let's go build this wealth, man. And if you need help learning how to use the Weeble brokerage app, send me an email through my website, www.richardfain.net. Second link down in the description box. Please send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know that you've opened that Moo account. Let me know that you've opened that Weeble account. And let me know that you opened it and that you made a deposit and you're ready to get the tutorial video. I'm going to show you the Weeble tutorial video. Appreciate y'all, man. Also, hey, while you're at the website, consider joining the fastest growing financial community on Patreon. We're called the Wealth Builders. We have over 1,900 wealth builders in our financial community, and all we do is help each other build wealth. We're not experts. We're not professionals. We don't try to tell you what to do, but we do offer our experience to each other. And it works out very well, guys. Like I said, we got 1,900 headed to 2,000. We just had a live stream last night that we talked about a bunch of stuff, and we're moving forward. We're going to see, here is the wealth builders are going to take advantage of this. All of this information I just gave you guys, the wealth builders will take advantage of it. They already are. They're already in 1.0. My blueprint 1.0 that I just walked you through, they're already in it. They're already buying the Magnificent Seven. And we all chip in and help each other out. So listen, man, if you want to be a part of the fastest growing financial community on Patreon, in my website, you're going to see a join button, a membership button. Click it. It'll take you over to Patreon. Sign up. Come join us. Come say hello to the wealth builders. Send me a direct message on Patreon. Let me know you're there and you're ready to learn. I just walk you through the simplest blueprint. And if you just did that, guys, you wouldn't have to do anything else. Now, again, you control your own financial destiny. Well, not many of you. Somebody else control it, but you can control it. But you do make your own decisions, not me. I can't tell you what to do. I just offer to you what I'm doing. And if you want to copy that plan, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not on here trying to be one. I'm not trying to give you financial advice. What I am trying to give you a little bit of tip, nuggets, and best practices. That's what we do on the Wealth Builders Financial Community on Patreon. We just provide golden nuggets, tips, and best practices. I just gave you a golden nugget. I just gave you some tips. I just gave you some best practices. If you want more of that, get yourself over to the Wealth Builders. We'll be more than happy to help you. Again, none of us are experts, can't tell you what to do, but we can provide you information. So if you want to be a part of that, come join us. We'd love to have you. If you stop by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, smash that like button. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy. Get yourself wealthy. And I'll catch you guys on the next video.